if you and I were a part of a murder investigation, we would be scratching at and pulling apart every aspect of this story without any concern for asking the wrong question or being too inquisitive. In fact, we would be lauded by our friends in the biz. They would say, way to go. Because the evolving details of this Cybertruck Tesla explosion keeps painting an increasingly convoluted picture with significant anomalies in the official narrative, adding to great public skepticism. Now, the Las Vegas police revealed that the suspected bomber and former U.S. Army veteran was already dead from a gunshot wound before the vehicle exploded. And this raises a critical question. If he was dead prior to the blast, who or what triggered the explosion? And the official timeline, which was bolstered by surveillance footage, shows him driving around Las Vegas Boulevard and stopping near the Sands Hotel before returning to Trump Tower and detonating the vehicle. However, police now admit that the body found in the vehicle was burnt beyond recognition. And while they are fairly certain it is this gentleman, based on circumstantial evidence, they are not entirely sure. Now, adding to the confusion are revelations from his family, who dispute the plausibility of his involvement. His uncle, for example, described him as a highly skilled Special Forces veteran and questioned why someone with his expertise would resort to crude materials like propane tanks and camping fuel. This echoes broader concerns about whether he was coerced or framed, particularly given his military background and the bizarre lack of sophistication in the attack. Now, further complicating the story are reports linking him to another attack on the same day in New Orleans. Both attackers were U.S. military veterans, both reportedly served at Fort Bragg, and both possibly deployed to Afghanistan in 2009. Despite these striking overlaps, the FBI maintains that the New Orleans attacker acted as a lone wolf, radicalized by ISIS. And the revelation that whatever I'm not going to say his name, was a remote and autonomous systems manager for the U.S. Army only deepens the mystery, suggesting the potential expertise that seems incompatible with what is the kind of the rudimentary and basic nature of the attack. And meanwhile, a handgun found at his feet inside the vehicle adds yet another layer of unanswered questions about the sequence of events. And with so many inconsistencies and gaps in forensic evidence and burnings and things that withstand fire, the incident underscores the urgent and critical need for transparency. We keep talking about this thing called transparency. And also recognize something which is even more critical. We're going to get the answers to this, not from the government, not from CBS, not from anybody else, not from Geraldo, but from some independent investigator, someone who is the most critical in terms of getting to the bottom of this, experts that we pull in. You also have to ask yourself, Elon Musk obviously has to do everything in his power to avoid the mere suspicion that it would look like there was something wrong with the Tesla truck, the mechanisms, the safety, whatever it is. So I understand it. Always keep in mind individuals and their perhaps motivation to perhaps bend the truth. This is the most important story. Do not lose your sense of rational thought. Ask yourself, how do things not burn? Where does this go? See, what happens is all the information comes in, just like for example the drones in New Jersey. It comes in and then it stops. It's like it's a pipe that's clogged, and nobody ever says, "Wait a minute, where is this going? Where is this going? How is this going to be? How is this going to be corrected? How is this going to be fixed? How do we correct? How do we fix? How do we answer this? Where does it go?" This will be the beginning when we take matters into our own hands and have our own Russell Committee, our own our Russell Sartre tribunals, our own independent civilian tribunals and citizen grand juries that get to the point of this. The stories, the questions are still incredible. We can't overlook this. And also, we must go back. Do not let the DEI story be lost in this. This is not about DEI did not cause this. DEI facilitated, allowed, greased the skids. My friend, I ask you one thing as I normally do. Thank you so much for watching, but please subscribe to this channel. 87% of those people who watch my videos, I found out, do not subscribe. Please, dear friends, subscribe and comment as you see fit.